Good morning, Skillman family. I hope you are all doing well amidst these crazy times. Thank you so much for clicking on this short video announcement. As many of you know, this past Monday, Texas Governor Greg Abbot, he announced that the state-mandated stay-at-home order across the state of Texas would expire Thursday of this past week, and phase 1 of reopening would begin on Friday. What this means is that as of yesterday, May 1st, owners of restaurants and malls and movie theaters and all other retail stores, that they will be cleared to begin opening their businesses to the public. And also, during Monday's address, Governor Abbot spoke directly to faith communities and said that churches are included in the list of essential services that can reopen. And they can meet in person if they choose, as long as they follow social distancing guidelines. This, of course, it prompts a whole set of questions regarding the Skillman church family. So even though we can meet, should we start meeting? And if we don't meet this Sunday, then when should we start? What would be an appropriate timeline to ease into meeting in person? And when we do begin to meet together again, what will it look like? What precautions will we take to ensure the safety of everyone in our church family? So thankfully, the elders of this church and ministers of this congregation, we have been keeping a close eye on all of this for some time now. And thankfully, we had an elders meeting on Monday night following the governor's address to discuss and determine an appropriate game plan for the following weeks that lay ahead. And a few things were decided at this meeting that we wanted to communicate to all of you. Number one, it was decided that for at least the next 3 weeks, the Skillman Church will not meet in person, but will continue our online services. This means that for sure on May 3rd, which is tomorrow, May 10th, and May 17th, we will continue to meet virtually and will not meet in person. And it's during these next 3 weeks where we as church leadership, we will closely be watching the numbers to see if there is a spike in COVID cases here in Dallas. Then based on the data and where we are as a city and state, we will meet again as leaders to discuss this and to make another decision that will affect the following weeks and months. Number two, at this meeting, it was discussed and it needs to be communicated that church leadership, that we are in no hurry and will not rush into meeting corporately if it can potentially put people of Skillman at risk. As the theologian and USC professor of philosophy, Dallas Willard, has famously encouraged all to do, we as a church, we will ruthlessly eliminate hurry from our life. We've enjoyed these online services, and our church, it has a high percentage of people who could be at risk. So we thought it would be wise for these next 3 weeks to sit back and observe the implications and effects of this new phase. And we choose not to rush into meeting before we have more information and more data. There will, of course, be other churches in our area that will begin to meet. And there'll be lots of opinions and ideas swirling around. And it must be stated that other groups, they may make different decisions than we do. But during these times, we encourage all of us to be gracious, to be understanding. We as a church, the Skillman Church, we want to be kind and loving and compassionate and trust that the leaders of these organizations are making the best decisions they can with the information that they have. Finally, number 3, we wanted to communicate that decisions made with this church family, they will not be made because of directives from the government or based upon what other people are doing. The driving question guiding church leadership in future decisions is this: what is best for the spiritual and physical health of our congregation, the Skillman Church family. And some sub-questions under that is, how is our spiritual health as a church? Are we as a church growing in intimacy with God? How are we coping with feelings of loss and disappointment and anxiety? Are we as a church, are we fixing our eyes on Jesus during this time? And finally, how do we best serve one another and our community during this time? These are the questions. We are striving as a church in the ministry to create more content that we can put online that will hopefully continue to contribute to your spiritual growth. We've asked a group of some of our talented teachers to think about ways to make their content easily accessible online. But we wanted to communicate this to you as well. During this time, we encourage you to use this season for rest, to take walks outside in your neighborhood, to read a book you have always wanted to read. We encourage you to call your friends who live out of state just to connect and say hello. We encourage you to reach out to other family members here at Skillman and to connect and pray for one another as well. I know that all of you out there, you're all a part of a connection group here at Skillman. And we are trying to ensure that within all of us in the church family, that through these connection groups and through other phone calls, that all of us are being contacted at least once every couple of weeks. Let's do a good job of checking on each other. Finally, we want to ask you to keep praying. Please pray for the city. Pray for our local leaders. Pray for the leadership here at the Skillman Church of Christ as we strive to discern what is best for the physical and spiritual health of this incredible church family. So, my brothers and sisters of faith, peace and love to you all. And I look forward to seeing you online tomorrow for our streamed service at 11 a.m. Go in peace, and God bless.